Hey guys, new video for last Epoch. So it is now day one, I guess, well for me at least. And we're going to go over my mana stacking Spark Charge Sorcerer, build progression, that kind of stuff. So basically right now we are at level 82, and I just unlocked my Empowered Monoliths last night. I did my first boss and Shade of Orbis, and don't really want to spoil anything for people who haven't really gotten this far yet, but the final bosses are a little bit interesting. There's a little bit of a surprise waiting for you guys there once you get there. Pretty fun, actually. We did kill my first shade, so we're at a little bit of corruption over here, and right now we're just farming up the blessings because, well, our blessings are pretty bad. Pretty much nothing that we can use. But I want to go over how it was like leveling with this character. So I did level all the way from level 1 till now as a Mana Strike Spark Charge main. Basically, in the campaign, there was some rough spots. It wasn't really all that smooth, I'd say. Like at one point, damage was really bad. But luckily, I did actually get a Dragorous Claw like pretty early on from the Nemesis. So that was pretty nice. That did help a lot. But I do think if you're like playing this build early on, maybe there is some better builds to play for leveling up that might be a little bit stronger. Like this build is a very end game build, or at least the goal. So even right now, we're like not really, it's not really like ideal, right? Because we don't really have all the stuff for mana stacking. We do have a bit of damage coming in from the Enigma and Dragorous Claw, but some defenses aren't really all that great. Our ward is pretty bad. We don't have any damage reduction from the mana stacking or endurance yet, so in a sort of a weird spot right now. But let's just run some monoliths so you can kind of see what it's like. All right, so so far, monoliths are pretty good, right? All the way up to empowered. Before empowered, just like the regular monoliths, everything was pretty much a breeze. Like I didn't even have my resistance is capped, and I pretty much never really died. I think I died like 1 or 2 times only in against a boss or something like that. But yeah, damage was also really good early on, like the normal empowered or non-empowered monoliths, until once I had my fragment of the Enigma and my Dragorous Claw. Things are kind of popping off for a little bit, and then once you get to empowered, then you do kind of start to feel the damage that the monsters are doing, and I did have to go upgrade my gear, get some resistances, and that kind of stuff. Let's do one of these guys. Oh yeah, let's replace the egg. I want to show something kind of interesting here. So normally you can't really get your access to your stash in a monolith, but with this egg thing you can actually access your stash, and then I can like pull things into my inventory basically, right? So say I want to cook this amulet, add some LP to it. Well, I can then take something from my stash and equip it, so it's kind of neat. Don't really know if it's a feature. Hopefully it is a feature and it'll stay in the game. But yeah, also this amulet, 4 LP Strong Mind, I cooked this like just right before recording the video and ended up getting up to 4 LP on the amulet. So pretty insane. It's going to be our end game amulet. Now I just have to find a I guess exalted item to put onto it, and that's going to take a long time. But yeah, let's cook the amulet and see what happens. Okay, I'll see damage is actually pretty insane. So these guys, I don't know, I guess I think damage is pretty good, right? Clear could be a bit better. You don't have like the Elemental Nova doing tons of AoE, but the spark charges and stuff like that are definitely working out pretty well. Also, like the concerns I had with mana and like spending mana on Frostclaw, because Frostclaw now costs mana and that kind of stuff, it's actually been totally fine. No problem whatsoever in regards to mana. You can see my mana is barely even changing. I'm not even dipping at all, so that's kind of nice. Alright, so let's just run over to the objective. I do have my Flame Ward set up to have haste when I use it, so I can use it to run around a little bit faster. But here we have the objective, so we'll just do the black hole thing and sort of blow everything up. Let's kill off that spider. Alright, pretty easy. Wow, wow. Okay, that'll sell for something. Alright, so that's sort of a Monolith kind of showcase, right? Let's just grab the items first. And go over the build. So, gear-wise, basically kind of just using whatever I have, but we'll go over some items that I found were quite useful. So, the crab ring, right? So this ring, kind of interesting. The only real reason I'm actually using this is for the swiftness. So swiftness is 10% movement speed, and then you get more movement speed per level. So you can see I'm at 46% movement speed. Without the crab, I'm all the way at 28. So this does kind of help speed up Monolith. It also does give some nice stats like +6 all attributes and whatnot. So actually quite nice for this build because we get some intelligence and attunement, which gives more mana. But I mean, right now we don't really even have a use for mana. Not really that important, but the swiftness, definitely very nice. And you get to summon a little crab. Crab's kind of useless, but yeah. Okay, so that's the ring. I mean, not like super impactful, but the movement speed definitely quite nice. Then Phantom's Grip. This thing, pretty insane because of the +2% base crit it gives. It gives percent mana. Which is pretty much the only other thing, and then the implicit giving crit. So actually quite nice, right? Because base crit, very, very important, and now you can get it on a ring, which is quite insane. So if you have 2 of these, it's going to be extremely easy to cap your crit. Okay, and then Transient Rest. Now these boots are quite expensive at the moment. 0 LP one is like 300k gold, but I did manage to snipe one for like 1,000 gold. It's kind of insane. You know, these boots are not like super rare or anything, but I guess like right now 0 LP items or are kind of in demand because no one has the reputation or rank to buy the LP items yet. So they're kind of expensive, but the price should drop off pretty soon. But yeah, these boots quite nice because of the percent of current mana gained as ward, and the resistances that it comes with are actually perfect because the physical, poison, and necrotic resistance, or actually mainly the poison and necrotic, is something that you're going to be lacking on this build. Basically, these boots allow you to just not have to build it on gear, so it's quite nice. And then, like you can see, every time we stop moving, we get some ward. So if I stop moving, get some ward. And the way it works is basically you'll be running through the Monolith, and whenever you attack, you get a little bit of ward. So right now it's not that much, but if you're at like 2,000 mana, then this goes all the way up to like 60%. So you imagine you get like 1,000 ward plus ward every time you stop moving, which is quite insane. So this will scale pretty nice into the end game, and I think I might even just use these boots all the way till the end game. Okay, so that is sort of the gear. The rest is just kind of stuff that I found. I did find some like damage delta mana for health items, and I am actually rocking a decent amount at 31% right now, so that's quite nice. Although it's not really doing all that much because, we don't have endurance or anything yet to actually really take advantage of that. But it's just kind of something I found, so I'm just using it at the moment. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these skills. So for the skills for Mana Strike, I've actually skipped out Mana Storm completely because I did have some mana problems early on. Basically, we're proccing Frostclaw quite a lot now with the new passive in Spellblade over here. Basically 50% chance per melee attack, so you can imagine we are proccing the Frostclaw quite a bit, and Frostclaw is costing mana now. See, mine is costing 7 mana. I did have some mana problems early on, so I just decided to skip this and go for just more mana recovery and then a little bit of spell damage over here. And so far it's working out pretty good. Yeah, not really missing the extra damage on this that much, so I think it's kind of nice. And then, like for Frostclaw, basically, as I'd planned in the planner, I'm not really even sure if I need these nodes here. I could put it into the base crit, which is going to be quite nice because when Frostclaw crits, we do get more lightning blasts. And this also does kind of count into the extra mana drain because More Lightning Blast means more mana spent on Lightning Blast, which is costing 12 mana right now. So that's kind of interesting too. Enchant Weapon, this is sort of what I always do. And Lightning Blast is also the same as I had planned out before the season started. Okay, so for Flame Ward, I actually just changed Flame Ward when I got to Empowered Monolith. Up till then, I was running Static Orb or Arcane Ascendance. So Static Orb actually quite nice for clear, especially if you do take this node over here in Sorcerer, the Arcane Current, and you get the bonus over here because you can get Static Orb up to 40 mana pretty easily by taking these nodes here and then just 1 point into mana charged, so it costs 40 mana, and then you can just, you know, maybe cast 2 or 3 of them and then run around, and everything it hits will get a spark charge, and it's pretty nice for clear. Did have a lot of fun with it, but once I got to Empowered, I did feel that I needed the extra defense from the Flame Ward, or the extra charge mainly. Okay, so that's sort of the skills that I'm using right now. Let's go over the passives a little bit. Kind of exactly the same as I planned out, except for a few things. So let's just see. So Mage, we're focusing on the ward right now. Later on, I'll move these points into the crit once I do get more mana gear. For Spellblade, so I leveled up in Mage first, and then went over to Spellblade all the way till the Essence Duel, and then swapped over to the Sorcerer and started leveling in Sorcerer. Pretty much just want to get the cooldown recovery, and then after this I'm not really sure what I'll be doing. Maybe I'll get some more points into Mana Bulwark or Archmage. We'll see what happens with the remaining points, but for now this is sort of what we're doing. Alright, and yeah, so I do have some snapshots, like I always do, of when I was leveling at level 40, level 70, I think we're level 60 or something like that. So I'll have those in the description, you can go check out. But for now, this is sort of the day one version of the build. You know, working out okay, and definitely enough, what do you call it, damage and defense or whatever to start farming up the reputation and that kind of stuff that I need to start buying the mana stacking gear. But yeah, that'll be it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.